can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat Sleep Boxing Repeat.
Hello and welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted, as always, to be joined by, once again, special guest, Punch Out Boxing's Ra Hokum. Ra, we're in here. We're in final prediction mode. Once again, it's Alycia Baumgardner. Probably butchered the pronunciation of her name, but here we are, fighting Jennifer Miranda, the unbeaten Spaniard, who's 12 and 0. Ra, um, as always, the final predictions, we go straight into what we think. Alycia Baumgardner's got all the gold, all the belts. Do you think and still, or are we looking at a surprise and new?
No, again, I haven't watched much of Jennifer Miranda, like I guess most of us.
Yeah.
She's campaigned only in Spain. Nobody of note on her record. But she's been 10 rounds 3 times, so she's got a bit of an amateur pedigree behind her. But I
hmm
think just the difference in levels that they've competed at, I think it's a fairly routine win for Baumgardner. I don't think Baumgardner's this devastating puncher that we might have thought she was based on that stoppage against Terry Harper all them years ago. She hasn't had one since. Um, I think she had McCallum down,
hmm
but not particularly heavily. Never had her in serious trouble. Pursoon was down, who incidentally I thought Pursoon would be the woman who could give her a hard time because she's such a high volume
hmm
fighter. But we know how that ended and the repercussions afterwards with the adverse drug test result. But no, I think this will go points. Even if Baumgardner isn't the puncher we thought she is, she's still got quite a well-schooled technical background behind it, and more importantly, has fought at the top level throughout her career now. So yeah, I think it'll be a Baumgardner points win.
Yeah, I completely agree with yourself. I think, like you say, to highlight it's an undisputed fight, and we're seeing Miranda, who majority of us have never seen during her Spanish campaign, says speaks volumes about what's left at super featherweight for Alycia Baumgardner. I think she gets the job done and gets the job done with relative ease. I don't think she'll face any adversity in this fight. I don't think we'll get a stoppage either. Like you say, she may drop Miranda, but I think we'll see a 10 round point victory. Leaning onto what I just said, Ra, what do you think's next for Alycia Baumgardner? Because if this is the level of fighter that she's fighting to go to keep her undisputed status at super featherweight, do you personally see her moving up? And is that what you want to see? You know, you've got Caroline Dubois at lightweight, Beatrice Ferreira, probably bigger fights now than anything left for her at super featherweight. Or do you think she should just stick around at super feather and rule the division?
No, you hit the nail on the head. Like yourself, I was just checking out the female rankings. There's no one um, worth her hanging around for. And more importantly, the starlets who are sort of forming at featherweight, they're a
hmm
long way off. Wanting to leave that division. I still think there's a lot of work that those girls need to do at featherweight to establish themselves as the queen of that roost. So yeah, no point waiting for a top featherweight. And there's some great names at lightweight. That's got to be her next move. As you said, a couple of the ladies you mentioned there. I'd like to see MVP since they're invested get the remaining fighters in that division all scooped up under their banner and put on a tournament. And Baumgardner would be a welcome addition to that. There'll be a cracking bunch of fights there.
Yeah, I think, like you say, I'd look through the rankings as well, and there's nothing left for her really, unless she wants to just reign supreme, not put any extra weight on, and cruise to the end of her career, then that's fine. But you know, I think the the two main names of Dubois and Beatrice Ferreira. I think they're the fights we want to see. We want to see Baumgardner test herself again against the best, and especially we want to see Caroline Dubois in with the best. So this isn't the most exciting of fights. It should be. It's a bit mental to say an undisputed title fight should be routine.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, it's where we are. Hopefully, we can go up. Well, we can get Baumgardner up and in some bigger fights. But let us know down below in the comments, guys. Have any of you seen much of Miranda, and do you think she can actually get the upset? Will we see Alycia Baumgardner find a stoppage against Miranda? Does she need to move up, or will she stay? As always, let us know down below in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and Ra, thank you once again for joining me tonight.